You see, is it for you? Was it because people say, well, George Harrison was really a likable guy, as in he was
wonderful.
one of the musicians.
He invited me out for dinner. He goes, oh, meet me for dinner at this Italian restaurant, blah, blah, blah. I got some friends coming, Who comes if Bob Dylan walks in, So I'm sitting in between George Harrison and Bob Dylan.
I think George Harrison and Bob Dylan were really good friends.
Yeah,
I think
were.
They even wrote together on All Things Must Pass, and they did the Traveling Wilburys.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like here I am sitting in between like two heroes, and I'm going like, man, if my junior high school buddies could see me now.
Yeah.
It was I've had that was an intense experience, but I've also had some other unbelievable experiences.
Now, for example, the Michael Jackson passed away. Mm-hmm. Were you in contact with him after years after? Well, you've done.
I only worked with him on the records. I mean, when we were doing Thriller. I mean, here's the funny thing. I mean, Toto had a lot to do with the Thriller record, but you never hear Michael Jackson and Toto. You just hear, because look at a song like Human Nature that was written by Steve Lukather, keyboard player and Toto. That's all of us playing on it with Michael singing. Beat It was Jeff Porcaro on drums. I played bass, all the riff parts, all the rhythm guitar parts. Eddie Van Halen played the solo and Michael sang. The McCartney duet with Michael was basically Toto and Michael and Paul. But nobody ever mentions Toto in the same breath as that.
How come?
Well, I can name 100 records right now that we had a lot to do with that we never got any credit for.
Does it bother you or not?
I don't understand it because it's not like we weren't involved. When you hear about other records, like Jay-Z covers our Africa or does a riff on that, and they never mention Toto. But when anybody else sits in, it's like featuring so-and-so and so-and-so, but they just don't ever mention us for some reason. It's a little bit of a like, why? No, I'm not angry. It's more like, why? But between collectively, Toto probably played on like 5,000 albums, probably 500 million worth of sales, yet no one ever mentions our name. It's almost like, certainly none of the mainstream music press does. They think of us like we're some shitty band of guys that didn't contribute anything to popular music when we had a lot to do with it. And it's not an egotistical thing, it's actual fact. It's like stats, like a sports player would say, well, I've gotten 3 million goals, and that would be, wow, that's impressive, whether you like them or not. I mean, our stats are huge, but nobody ever mentions our name.
But you must have thought about why.
I've thought about why, but no one has an answer.
And what
answer. I wish I had an answer. If I had an answer, then I wouldn't ask the question.
There's a few.
Well, don't worry. Go ahead. I mean, I don't have an answer to that. I really don't. I mean, you're gonna have to ask them, not me. I mean, I was there. I was there. I mean, I played with every.
I don't know, but let me maybe if I'm saying wrong things, just hopefully you're not angry with me. Can it be because you played on the songs that were actually written by someone else? I don't know. Or?
No, but we wrote some of them ourselves.
Okay, so
that makes no sense now, does it?
No, but I mean the Thriller album, for example.
Well, that's Steve Lukather wrote the song. That's Toto. He was in Toto. That's Toto playing.
Yeah.
Every musician in it playing on that song.
But why didn't he tell? I mean, Jackson told someone.
Know.
Did you talk to him about it?
I mean, the Quincy Jones record. I mean, we were on Album of the Year. Quincy Jones, The Dude, Toto 4, and Michael Jackson, Thriller. Both 3 Album of the Year Grammy winnings right in a row. Between those 3 years, we played on 60 of the Grammy-nominated songs. No mention of our name. Matter of fact, in the Grammy book, they actually make fun of us. Like they say, oh man, when we won the Album of the Year, everybody's all upset. They thought it was a fix. The producers got hate mail from all the rock press and all that stuff. It's like, guys, look at who else we played with. I mean, I won the same year for Best R&B Song for George Benson. Unrelated. I mean, we've done a lot of stuff that we never got any credit for. And people give us shit like we didn't deserve it, like we have some insider thing, like we paid somebody else. Of course not. It's impossible to do that anyway. But it's almost insulting. It's like, fuck you guys, Like, what did we do to you guys? We had so much to do. I mean, how many rock bands, play with Miles Davis, Herbie Hancock, and Wayne Shorter, and then at the same time play with Slash, Eddie Van Halen, Zakk Wylde, and play with Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones. I mean, we're a band that could do all these things, but yet we get no respect from anybody.
But maybe that was something for them. They couldn't actually label you. Maybe that's why they didn't know how to fit well Toto in.
Well, we've never been able to be put in a box,
Yeah, so but maybe that's it.
But at the same time, isn't knowledge considered a good thing? Being able to be really smart, being versatile, is that not a good thing? Or should you just be we're the only band that turned down the cover of Rolling Stone. That's the most punk rock thing anybody's ever done. It pissed off Jan Winters to no end. He flipped out. Did the Sex Pistols do that? No. Did anybody ever write about it? No. It was a stupid career move, but it was very, we knew we were going to get hatchet job. They were going to fuck us anyway. Why help them do that? So we told Jan Winter to go fuck himself, and that was a total punk rock move, man. You would have thought all the punk rock people would have said, I hate Toto, but that was really cool. Those guys told mainstream press to go fuck themselves. Nobody writes about that.
Is it? I'm just.
And as a matter of fact, I bet you $100 right now, Jan Winter would deny. No, that never happened, because his ego was so massive,
When was this?
1982, when we were nominated for Album of the Year.